Hello, and welcome to Eddy House's virtual volunteer orientation. My name is Sarah Bear Rively, and I am the development coordinator here at Eddy House. Thanks for joining us. We are going to take you through several slides that will introduce you to Eddy House and some of the boundaries and what's important here, and some of the important things for volunteers to get to know. If you have any questions following this presentation, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to support you. Some quick facts about Eddy House is we are a shelter for homeless and at-risk youth ages 18 through 24. Eddy House was founded in 2011 by Lynette Eddy. The story of Eddy House is Lynette was working on her master's degree at the university and was really interested in seeing how she could help the at-risk communities here and wanted to focus on the youth population. The first thing she did was just brought some pizza down to the river and got some youth together and talked about what those needs were. That grew into a drop-in shelter. And in 2020, we were able to open the shelter that we are in now, and we are breaking ground on new property and transitional housing. So we're always growing to meet the needs of our clients. Some of the services that we include here at Eddy House include mental health counseling, physical and dental health care checkups, essential document assistance, education opportunities, food stamp signups, workforce development, and housing programs. Let's see, groups. We offer different types of groups, and this is something that as a volunteer, if you're interested in working with our population, you can always lead a group, and some of those groups are job skills, healthy relationships, yoga, empowerment, life skills, GED, educational engagement, music, and more. Your creativity is the only thing that really limits you. We have 33 beds for drop-in youth to sign up for nightly and 29 community living beds. Youth can also apply for that 6-month program. Some of the other things that we provide here is focusing on sustainable independence. We offer that through, like I mentioned, those different drop-in beds and community living, but we also have the transitional living opportunity. We have an off-site men's house, and as I mentioned just briefly, we are going to be opening up more transitional housing on property. Here we are going to discuss the impact that we've had in 2023. In 2023 alone, we saw 511 unduplicated youth served that walked through our doors. We had 301 new youth, 20,744 youth visited Eddy House. Some other notable numbers include 31,993 meals were served throughout 2023. As you're looking at these numbers, it's important to notice that growth is positive and negative, and we are helping more people, but that also means that there are more people in need of our services than ever. And we want to make sure that you know that everything that you do makes an impact as a volunteer. And all of these different impact report areas are things that you can help with. So the clothing closet is a great way for volunteers to help out, as is serving meals. Eddy House really focuses on our values, and 5 of our values here are collaboration, dignity, grit, hope, and kindness. With collaboration, we like to engage our community and clients. We like you to speak up if you have ideas and engage with staff and clients. Dignity is a big one here for us. We like to treat everyone with respect and service and provide opportunities. We also make sure that we respect our clients and individuals' pronouns, and that we are considerate with the donations that we take, For example, that we don't take any used clothing items with socks and underwear. We make sure that the quality of those are all new. And we always treat people with respect. Grit, we do what it takes to empower each of the clients to thrive, but we also want to focus on positivity. So if you're having a bad day, think of how hard sometimes other people are having a bad day too. And sometimes that puts things into perspective. Model good behavior while you're here at Eddy House, because all of that's for the benefit of the clients. Hope. Today is an opportunity to improve upon yesterday. It's a good way to stay positive while you're here. Remember why you're here choosing to volunteer at Eddy House. And last but not least, kindness all day, every day. That should be obvious, but we like to say it. Make sure that you're kind. Set an example of kindness at all times if clients are unable to do so. So it's amazing just even what a little bit of a smile does and positivity. We are an inclusive organization and shelter here, so we do want to represent the LGBTQ plus community and make sure that they are comfortable. If you don't know, and with that, we want to make sure that we're respecting, people's pronouns. So if you don't know someone's pronouns, it's okay to ask. Mistakes are often made, and it's okay to correct yourself, move on. You can say, what pronouns do you use? What pronouns do you go by? What would you like to be called? It's more inclusive to ask questions than just assume. So using a person's preferred pronouns is an essential way to show respect and upholding their dignity. If you make a mistake, like I mentioned, it's okay. Just apologize and move on. Help others by gently correcting them if they're misgendered. And the struggle is natural. Just make sure you're treating people with kindness and respect. So, what can you expect volunteering here at Eddy House? You will be supported while you're volunteering here. And we love our volunteers and know we couldn't do this all without your support. We want to make sure that you know that you're supported and that you're welcome to come talk to us about anything. So whether it's an idea or a concern, our doors are always open. Please know that we want you to report anything that you witness, any experiences that you feel are wrong or inappropriate. And we want you to know and feel empowered to fill out different forms that we have available at the front desk to report any issues or concerns that you might see and that we can help you resolve. We want to make sure that you are valued and that your time is valued and you don't feel stressed while you're here. You're an asset to us. So we want to make sure you don't burn out. So please let us know if you need breaks or if you need an adjustment in your schedule. We're here to support you and make sure that you are successful while volunteering. So what will you be doing here at Eddy House? There's a lot of different options of ways that you can support us here. One of the things that you can do is help in our clothing closet. We have a clothing closet that's open for clients to be able to choose daily clothes or even clothes for an interview. So some of the things you might do is help process and organize our donations in the clothing closet. This may require assisting clients in finding an appropriate outfit, and that's always a really fun thing to do. Some of the things also you might do is sort and organize our donations. We're always accepting donations from the communities, so you may be sorting those and placing them in assigned spots, and assist in helping making hygiene bags and laundry sets. This is a great option also if you have limited mobility. We still would love to have you volunteer, so come sit with us and make some hygiene packs. We do like if people are able to lift 40 pounds. It's not a requirement, but there are some things that need to be moved around from time to time. So if that's something you're able to do, that's always appreciated. Our clothing closet is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 and Saturdays from 10 to 2. So if you're planning on volunteering, we kind of ask that you would choose during those assigned hours. Another great option is meal service. And we're always looking for people to support our clients with the meals. One thing is prepping a meal. That's a great way to help in the kitchen and get some interaction with our clients. Volunteers will need to be here an hour prior to mealtime, so usually about an hour before we serve. So meals are served at 8:30, 12, and 5. We serve 3 meals a day. And so you'll be able to prepare a meal in-house. And meal prep opportunities are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If that doesn't meet your schedule, we're always willing to accommodate. You must complete an in-house kitchen safety procedure program. It's quick and easy. I'll be happy to walk you through that. And you should expect to have that volunteer time about an hour. You're always welcome to volunteer more time, but that meal service or meal prep is about an hour. You can also serve the meal. So our clients, like I said, eat 3 meals a day. So you're welcome to assist with serving and clean up afterwards. We ask you to be on time for the meal service. So unlike prepping a meal, you don't need to be here an hour early. Showing up at the meal time is fine. And we ask you also to stay for an hour so you can help with all of the different kitchen duties. And we do ask that you complete a background check after 10 hours of helping in the kitchen. If you're interested in supporting the community outside of the walls of Eddy House, you can always volunteer to be part of our outreach team. Eddy House provides resources and information to unsheltered folks of all ages with our outreach team, and we provide those resources in encampments and at other events. So you're welcome to go out with our team. Some of the things they pass out with resources are everything from food to socks and underwear. We also have a partnership with the university medical team, so we can also help assess medical needs of the unhoused in the community. You can help at events. We are always invited to community events. Northern Nevada is known for all of our great events, and we love to make an impact even at local events. So some of those things that you may be doing at a volunteer opportunity and event is tabling at that event. So providing information about Eddy House and other resources. We will be always sending out emails and soliciting volunteers for different opportunities that arise. And if you have any interest, you're welcome to email us and the development team, and we'll let you know about opportunities too. If you have interest in supporting our events team, feel free to reach out and we'll make sure that you're included. And as I mentioned at the beginning, if you have a special skill that you'd like to share, we want you here. So we're always looking for coaches or for our volunteers to lead a group. Coaching is when our volunteers spend some one-on-one time with a client to teach them a special skill or a talent. Our volunteers in this area will be interviewed by our lead case manager, and this will require a background check. Leading a group often is one of the hardest forms of volunteering and also one of the most rewarding. It's hard because sometimes clients are not motivated to go to an optional activity, but often when they find out how interesting and engaging the activities are, you end up getting full groups. These groups are only offered on weekdays, so please schedule your time accordingly. And there are limited groups over the summertime. Programming, as I mentioned, is not held on the weekends, and all programming ends by 4:15 to allow time to transition for dinner. And a youth advocate, which is one of our staff here, will be present at all times in your group. As mentioned, some of our different volunteer opportunities do require a background check to ensure the safety of our staff and clients. And so the background check does also include fingerprinting. We ask that you cover the cost of fingerprinting and your background check, which costs about $80. In some cases, we at Eddy House are happy to cover the cost of this background check. If you do not pass the background check, please refer to the handbook and find out what your options are. We like to discuss boundaries and being appropriate with our clients. So we want to make sure we're focusing on examples of healthy boundaries, including physical, emotional, intellectual, and time boundaries. When you're filling out the forms, you'll also find a confidentiality agreement, receipt of handbook, and contact form. We ask that you do make sure you fill those out. Those will all indicate that you are aware of what our boundaries here are and that you're aware of how to honor that as a volunteer. The importance of boundaries is maintaining the client's emotional and physical safety. Maintaining the volunteer's emotional and physical safety is a priority, as is staying focused on responsibilities as a volunteer and the services designated to volunteer that a volunteer is here to provide. It's important to respect and protect the privacy of clients and treat any information learned about clients during your time with them as confidential. Boundaries allow the volunteer to perform their duties without falling into difficult situations. Form a trusting working relationship that works both ways, and do not impart your own personal beliefs onto clients and staff members. We like to talk about a 3-strike rule. So if you cross a boundary, someone will talk to you about the boundary that you may have violated and not to do it again. If you do it twice, you will receive a verbal warning about loose boundaries. And if you do it a third time, we'll make it clear that you're unable to respect the boundaries and that this might not be a good place for you to continue your volunteer opportunities. And I think that I kind of mentioned that here with the consequences of loose boundaries, but we just do want to make sure that you do respect boundaries. And a lot of that's also for yourself. If you are violating some of the boundaries, then we do see that volunteers can have burnout, which may lead to lack of interest in continuing to volunteer. And we value you and we want you to continue to be here. So please be aware of burnout. Potential conflicts with staff members and clients may occur if you have loose boundaries. Confidentiality may be compromised. Friendly interactions can easily be turned or misinterpreted as friendships, and unsafe situations may occur. So we're here to protect you as our volunteer, as well as protecting our clients. Tips and tricks. We ask that you be friendly with our clients, but not be friends. We ask that you don't give out any personal information to our clients, and that includes what you do for a job, your phone number, social media, your full name. We ask that you do not ask our clients intrusive questions like, how did you come to Eddy House? How did you come to be unsheltered? How did you get here? Questions like that. If there are police or paramedics on site, we ask that you don't approach the emergency personnel. We ask that you just kind of go about your business and give them the time and space that they need and keep on as usual. This can interfere with your group, but we will support you as best we can to make sure that you can go about with your volunteer activities. Some other tips and tricks is we ask that you engage with the clients, but don't let them take too much of your time or impact your ability to complete your volunteer activities. Don't get too lost in a conversation. Remember your surroundings. Don't give your clients personal information. And if any of this is unclear, or if feeling uncomfortable with any of the boundaries, the Eddy House staff are here to support you. We are all reporters here, court mandated reporters. So we want to make sure that you're trained and empowered to do so. Reporters ensure safety by reporting suspected abuse and safety issues. Reporters may report suspected child abuse, elder abuse, or vulnerable adult abuse. Abuse can include physical, sexual, or emotional abuse, neglect, and exposure to unsafe environments such as drug or domestic violence. The goal of reporting is to ensure safety for vulnerable populations and prevent abuse. If you find out that a client is in danger or harming themselves or others, or that a client is in danger for any reason, this must be reported immediately to staff. You can always report suspected abuse or safety issues to Jillian or Ryan. Their emails are here, and we're also here to support you. So your next steps. We understand that this was several minutes of your time, and we appreciate that you stuck with us. We understand that this was a lot of information to take in, and that volunteering with Eddy House may not be the right fit for everyone. We ask that you take the next bit of time, 24 hours after you've watched this orientation, to carefully consider if you'd like to continue this volunteer process and which of the different opportunities that we discussed today you may be most interested in. I'd love for you to follow up with me, Sarah, the development coordinator, at sarah.br@eddyhouse.org, to let me know if you'd like to volunteer in our clothing closet, prepping meals, outreach programs, events. We'd love to hear from you if this is a good fit. And if you have any questions, please reach out. My email is provided, or feel free to send any to any of the links below, any questions, or give me a call. We want to let you know that we request that potential volunteers, like I mentioned, wait at least 24 hours before you email me and let me know. We want to make sure that this is the best opportunity for you, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for your time today, and I look forward to talking to you more.